My final presentation is a commencement to the Art of Speechmaking class, late start, spring quarter, 2015. Throughout this class, I've encountered the creative process in various ways, and I'm going to share 3 of these concepts that really stuck out to me in our texts. The authors of our texts, Nancy Duarte and Gar Reynolds, have struck me with their creativity and insight. I've encountered their creative processes and in turn realized, interacted with, and changed my own. The first concept that hit me actually stuck out to everyone involved, I think, as we began our class reflecting on and learning about Duarte's idea that the audience is your hero. At first, I did not understand this, as my first association with hero is in the superhero sense. I've never spoken to an audience of superheroes. I've mostly just presented to high school students who might want to be superheroes but are not quite yet. The second thing I thought about was hero in the sense of someone saving the world, or my life, or my purse from being stolen. Since you tend not to personally know everyone in your audience, and the chance that an entire audience of people had all done something heroic for you is slim to none, I continued exploring this concept. Finally, I began to understand. If I'm talking, my audience is the hero for listening. If I'm persuading, my audience is the hero for trying to understand my perspective. And if I'm motivating, my audience is the hero by being motivated. Finally, if I'm teaching, my audience is the hero for learning. When a speaker speaks, a presenter presents, or a teacher teaches, they are only able to do these things if there is an audience to listen, seek to understand, or learn. In this sense, though the audience might not be wearing colored tights and capes, they are the hero. It's because of them words find a place. I think this is imperative in my creative process of speech making because this not only affects my words or motivation, but it also affects my tone and the attitude I convey when I'm speaking. Secondly, in our text, Presentation Zen, Reynolds conveys a convincing list of 6 elements that make your presentation stick: simplicity, unexpectedness, concreteness, credibility, emotions, and stories. Did you get that? Do you remember all 6? I'm guessing not, because I did not use any of those elements when I tried to convey them to you. How about I tell you about just one of them, the one that stuck out to me the most, the one that I think is easily overlooked in presentation, the one that feels a little bit risky using: simplicity. Simplicity enamors me. Simplicity in a product, simplicity in the background slide, simplicity in a home. Simplicity is an element of the creative process that might seem risky because you're afraid of cutting out something important. But if you are able, simplicity speaks louder than a complicated bunch of great information can. It speaks to a broader audience, and it is memorable. Of Zen's 6 elements, simplicity is something I hope to incorporate into my creative process from now on, and at the beginning of it, before I go and make it too complicated, as I have a tendency to do. And finally, the third idea that really stuck out to me was also from Reynolds' book, and he calls it the art of being completely present. As you know from my last presentation, I've done some research about the effects of mass and social media, and I think this is a huge contributor to the problem of not being able to be present. I mean, how could you, with your phone constantly buzzing in your pocket? Reynolds makes a good point here, that being completely present is more than just turning off your phone, though that helps. It's the art of being fully committed to the moment, leaving distracting thoughts out of the picture. It sounds kind of easy. It's not. Even right now, as I'm finishing this speech, I'm thinking about how I will upload it to YouTube, what details I need to include in the description, what grade I will hopefully get in this class. And I don't even mean to be thinking about all of that. Sometimes thinking about the past or future is helpful, but sometimes it really distracts from your voice as a presenter or even just in conversation. These 3 things have changed my approach to presentation and my own creative process. I think that encountering other people's creative processes helps you engage with your own. I hope you are all able to get as much out of this class as I did. I see the world a little bit differently after this creative process. I have more respect for presenters, and I have a new spark inside of me that desires to hone in on my speaking skills. Congratulations taking and completing a class that takes courage, that puts yourself out there, that stretches your comfort zone, and that takes your creative process to a new level.